Hey everyone, we're going to get started in just a minute.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee and Computers with Dana and Eric. Today we are going to be talking about Google Chrome extensions and how they can make your life easier.
And if you're watching live right now, the right side of the window has a live chat that's going on. So the video has about a minute or two delay, but the chat is live. So if you have any questions, feel free to type in there. I'm actually going to type a hello message. And so if you're watching live, if you don't mind just checking in and saying hi, just so that we know who's live. And then feel free to continue chatting there. Also, the link that you use to get to this broadcast is the same link that'll allow you to watch it later on if you have to leave a little bit early.
All right, so I hope you grabbed your coffee. And let's begin. Eric is going to start us off today.
All right, so our broadcast is about Google Chrome extensions, but before we can talk about extensions, it's really important to understand why Google Chrome is the best browser we think to use pretty much on any device that you use. You are able to log into Chrome itself, which is awesome because then it logs you into all of your Google apps. And with us being a Google Apps district, it just plays nice with all of the Google tools that we use. It also allows you to save your bookmarks. So these wonderful things at the top of the screen here. And it allows you to save all your passwords for websites that you use so that you don't have to memorize all your passwords, which I have a lot of passwords. I'm sure you do too, so that's helpful. It saves all of your history. So if you want to go back to that site that you found earlier, you can get it through Chrome. And then of course the Chrome extensions only work through the Chrome browser as well. And you may be saying, okay, well, I already use Chrome. Like, why do I need to do all of this extra stuff? Well, by logging into your actual Chrome account up here, which Dana will demonstrate how to do in just a minute, you can actually log into Chrome on any device anywhere. So if you do work from home, raise your hand if you ever do work from home. I know I do. And you don't have, you obviously may not have a device from school there. You can log in from your device, whether it's a laptop, a desktop, even your mobile devices, so tablets and phones. If you log in through Chrome, all of this stuff that you've been using regularly and saving shows up there. So it's like taking a digital briefcase of everything you do at work, your entire work life, and bringing it with you wherever you go. It just makes life that much more convenient. And there's some awesome bookmarking options we'll demonstrate real quick. I'm a fan of folders, so you can actually right-click and add a folder and then drop all your stuff into folders. Dana is a big fan of visuals, so she actually edits all of her bookmarks and gets rid of the name so that they just show up as icons. So those are two quick tips for you in managing your bookmarks through Chrome. So she's going to demonstrate now, before we get into the extensions, how to actually get yourself logged in and then how to log off to make sure you're securing your data.
Okay, so if you look in the upper right-hand corner of your Chrome browser, you might have your name up there. If you don't, and it's just a little gray person, that means you are not logged in. If you are like Eric or I, and you use a lot of computers that are used by lots of other people, so we present in the LMC and the computer labs a lot, you might have someone else already logged in. So if you click up there, if somebody is already logged in, you're going to go to Manage People. If there is nobody logged in, it'll have a link for you to log into your D83 account. So I'm going to go to Manage People. At the bottom, I'm going to add a person, and I'm just going to add myself in here. And when I click Add, it's going to open up a new window. Give me a second. Let me pull up the new window for you. And it's going to say Sign In. Then it's going to, it's not showing up. So I'm just going to talk you through it. So basically, it's going to have you sign into your D83 account. And then it's going to there's going to be a box that shows up, and it's going to ask you to link your data. You want to link the data. So that's the most important thing. It will bring in all your bookmarks, all of your extensions, everything that you have saved, all of your passwords that are saved. So keeping that in mind, if you are using a public computer, you want to make sure that you log off. So same way that you log in, you go up at the top in the corner and you click on it. You go to Manage People. And when you hover over it, 3 little dots show up. And you can hit the button that says Remove this person. that will remove all of your data. It will remove any of your history. So one thing that I do want to say is if you are logging into Chrome with your D83 account and you're using this at home on your personal computer, just make sure that when you're logged in, you're not doing any personal browsing because it will show up in your history on your D83 account. Okay, so let's get into what is an extension. An extension is a tool that works within that browser. So we're looking for Chrome extensions, and when they are installed, they show up on the right-hand side at the top next to your search bar. Where do we find extensions? So on the left side next to your bookmarks, there's a button called Apps. When I click on Apps, the web store pops up, and now I'm in the Chrome web store. And this is where I can search for anything that I want to add as an extension. And these are tools, again, that work within the browser. Anything that you want, you would go ahead and click Add to Chrome in the corner. It'll ask you again if you want to add it, and you just hit Add Extension, and it will show up here at the top. Now, a lot of these apps will ask to log into your account, your Google account, and you'll go ahead and log in the first time that you use it.
All right, so we'll break down the Chrome extensions that we want to share with you into a couple of categories. The first one is efficiency. So I have a few, starting appropriately enough with some Google app-related extensions. So first is Save to Drive. Save to Drive does exactly what it says, which is it saves any website or any doc that you're at immediately to Drive. So as an example, let's say that I found this awesome set of PDFs that I want to quickly save, and I want them into my Drive so I can share them. I can open up anything, and it could be the website itself, or it could be a PDF that I open. By clicking on the Save to Drive icon, it automatically saves it to my Drive. And then from there, I can open it up and organize it wherever I'd like, and then I can share it with others. If I decide I didn't want to save that after all, I can just hit the trash button. I can rename it. And so I could just click through all of these awesome PDFs that I found and just quickly save them all to Drive, and saving the step of downloading and then uploading and so forth. So that's Save to Drive. The second one that I love is Send from Gmail, which again, just as the name suggests, it allows you to send things directly to others via Gmail. So I'm going to load it up, and if I click on that extension, it pops open my Gmail, and it copies and pastes the link to that site. It makes the title of the page the subject, and then I could just send it to whoever. Sometimes I send articles to myself, or I might send them to my team or colleagues. If I find something interesting, just send it along quickly. My third Google-related extension is Share to Classroom. So if you use Google Classroom, this is a really awesome one. You click on the extension. Let me pull up an example we can use. So let's say that I found this awesome Pluto-related article, okay, for my solar system unit. I can click on the Share to Classroom, and I can go and I can select a Google Classroom, and I can share it. And I have all the same options that I would have if I opened up Google Classroom. So I can actually create an assignment, ask a question, or just make an announcement, and then I could send it out. If there's any middle school teachers out there watching, if you have your students install the Share to Classroom as well, you can use this push option, and it'll automatically pop open that tab onto all of your students' computers in that classroom, which is a pretty awesome trick to make them believe that you have full control over everything they do. But it's also really useful for being able to quickly share resources or docs that you want them all to be able to look at the same time.
All right, so I'm going to go over some of my favorite extensions. So something that I love to use is Tab Resize. And what Tab Resize does is it will resize any of the tabs that you have open equally on your desktop. So let me share my entire screen with you so you can see this. Okay, I'm going to really quick show you this. So if I wanted two screens open at the same time, I can use this Tab Resize button, and it will equally separate your windows. So if I want two windows open, I would click on the second to last one. If I wanted four, I would click the fourth to last one. So I'll click the second to last one, and I'm going to equally share these on the screen. As you can see, it pops both of them up equally. Now, when I'm done, I can put them back by going back to the tab resize and hitting undo. All right, so let me get you back to my screen so you can see it. Okay, so the next one is Bitly. So we used to have an extension that was a Google shortener, and it would take any URL address and it would shorten it so you could share it more easily with other people. Unfortunately, they're getting rid of that. So we have some other extensions that you can use in replace of that. So if you are on a website and you want to share it with your students, but you don't want them to have this long URL to type into their address bar, if you go to the Bitly extension, it will pop up and it will give you a shortened URL, but you can actually customize this. Okay, and if you hit save, now you have bit.ly/planets for us, and you can share it directly from here. Another one that you can use, especially for the elementary teachers, we use QR codes a lot. This quick QR code generator will create a QR code from the website that you're on. So whatever website that you're on, if you hit that button, you have a QR code generator, and then you can simply just drag and drop it to your desktop, which is really nice.
All right, so our next category is going to be media related. And so these are some of my favorites. Screencastify is a great one for being able to record yourself or record your screen. Now, many of you may already know that we have QuickTime on the iMacs, and so you're able to do screencasting that way. But again, if you're ever working from home or from somewhere else and you want to record a lesson from the privacy of your living room, or you want to be able to go to Starbucks in a quiet corner and record something, you can totally do that on your device using Screencastify because it's built into the Chrome browser, and it allows you to record not just what's in your tab, but anything on your screen as well as yourself. So I'll try to pop up a quick demonstration. So let's say that I wanted to record, let's say I wanted to record something for my students to be able to either watch at home or watch in a station about photosynthesis. I would just pop open the Screencastify extension. I have the option to record my browser tab, my entire desktop, so everything, or webcam, which is gonna basically just show me on camera. My favorite one really is the browser tab and then embedding the webcam in there, because what that allows me to do is it allows me to record what's going on my screen, and it also pops me up right there. So my students can see me talking and explaining things. I can go full screen with me if I want, or I can get rid of that anytime. And I also have these awesome tools in the bottom left that allow me to highlight where I'm clicking so that they can see where I'm clicking around. I can dim everything except where the mouse is. So if I want to walk students through something, I can do that. And I can also draw on the screen and erase everything. So there's just a lot of really awesome tools that allow this to be a really dynamic piece of software. When I'm done, I can click stop. And here's my favorite thing. It automatically pops it into my Google Drive and allows me to copy the link and share it immediately. There's a few additional awesome options that are only available in the paid version. So being able to trim the video and being able to do some other editing options, and downloading it is all the paid version. But for the free version, you get 50 free videos a month. And if you're into YouTube, you can also immediately share it to your YouTube account from there. Really great tool for being able to flip learning or use blended learning, or just give students a little extra help on something when you're not able to get to everyone. And even more importantly, if you ever wanted to do subplans in a way that you are absolutely sure there is no confusion about what you're expecting in the lesson, they're an awesome way to do subplans. You record your explanation, you literally show the document that they're working on the screen, and then you save it somewhere where students can access it and the sub can access it. And it's basically the next best thing to cloning yourself in the classroom. So that is my spiel on Screencastify. My next piece of media is CleanPrint. So CleanPrint allows you to, and I was a science teacher, so I'm gonna keep popping up these awesome space science articles. CleanPrint allows you to print something that you wanna print for your students without all the extra stuff that sometimes comes up on web pages. So like these social media links, sometimes there's other links to articles or things embedded that you might not want to actually print. And sometimes you just wanna reduce the number of pages you're printing. So CleanPrint will allow me to take any web page and it optimizes it, and it allows me to go through and get rid of things that I don't want to actually print. So if I don't want, like if they already know all of this stuff, I can get rid of that. Maybe there's some ads and things that I don't want. It tells me how many pages it'll print out, and I can even adjust the size. Like, hey, it's cool, my students can just squint, or I can make it bigger and make it more accessible. You can save it as a PDF, so once you've got it just the way you want it, you can save it and have it forever to use next year, and you can print straight from here. You can even add notes and add other things in there. So it's a really awesome tool for being able to manipulate what you see on the screen and make it look the way you want it to look. So that's Clean Print. And then our last media-related extension is Mercury Reader. So if Clean Print is for cleaning up a printed item, Mercury Reader is for cleaning up something that you're going to show on the screen. So this is something for you if you're showing on your smartboard. For example, let's say you wanted to share that same article, but you wanted to have students just focus on the content. You can click on Mercury Reader, and it'll pop up just the text. And you can set the settings to allow pictures or not allow pictures, but it gives you just that, which is pretty awesome. But what I really like about it is if I want to show a YouTube video, it works on YouTube as well. So let's say I found this awesome YouTube video, and I wanted to share this with students, but I didn't want all the suggested videos. I don't want any comments showing up. I can use that same Mercury Reader extension. And you know what, I don't think I'm signed into YouTube, but it will show the video here as long as I'm signed into YouTube. So, and I can actually pop that off anytime. And if I click sign in, it should sign me in. And now my Mercury Reader should work. Wait for it, wait for it. There we go. And then the video will show up for you without any of the extra stuff. So it makes it a lot safer and easier for you to be able to share things with your students. So those are our media options, and Dana's now going to talk to you about a couple of awesome design tools.
Yes, so if you're anything like us, you love to spice up or give your slides some flair, and we like to do that. And we also like to create a lot of things on Canva. One thing we do like to do is we like to use Bitmoji. Now, because we're signed into our TLC account, I am not signed into my Bitmoji, but Bitmoji is a extension that you can have up at the top. And when you click on it, your Bitmoji will actually pop up with all of the different characters, poses and things that your Bitmoji would have like on your phone. And the next thing is called Colorzilla. I love Colorzilla because I like to match my text or my colors with images on the page. So if I wanted to make my Bitmoji text here the same green that the Bitmoji icon is, it would take me a really long time to find that color. So here, there we go. Okay, so I would come up here to my Colorzilla, and I can pick a color straight from the page. And when I hover over any of my icons, if you see up here, it will show the colors that I'm hovering over. Let me click off of this really quick. Try this again. There we go. You see, if I hover over it, it's showing some of the colors. There's the green. If I click on it, it copies the color code to my clipboard. And now when I click on the text and I go to change the color, I can go to custom, and I'm going to paste in that code, and there is my green color, and it matches perfectly. All right, everybody.
Well, thank you all for joining us. If you joined us a little late, just remember that you can go back and watch anytime at the same link from the beginning. We talked about logging into Chrome. We talked about the value of logging in, and also of installing some of those Chrome extensions. As always, remember, if you need any help with any of this, please reach out to either of us. And feel free to go to the link that we're going to send out a little later, which will show you this video, links to all the resources we just shared, and then an opportunity to subscribe to our channel and provide us a little feedback if you'd like. So thank you all.
Yes, please reach out. We did give you a lot of information today, so please reach out and let us know if you need any help. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.